Hey guys, welcome back to the Small Time Critics. My name is Kem and I'm alone. Hash and Mo's not here yet. They'll be here soon. But I think this is definitely going to be a big one. We have because I actually want to introduce you properly because I had instructions of introducing properly. We've got Elijah, aka E, the youngest in charge. His new ventures with Pat and Clem. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Geek of the week?
Geeks of the week.
The Geeks of the Week. See, I'm not doing it justice.
That's
anyway,
right.
We've got Elijah with us. Thank you very much for joining
Thank you for having me.
For today. Again, the guys are not here. Could you just give me a little bit about you before we sort of crack on with the whole introduction?
Cool. As you said, I'm one of three, the Geeks of the Week. Basically, we just kind of like found our love for cinema, for anime, comics, and that kind of thing. And we were like, oh yeah, it would be great to talk about it. Mm-hmm. So we kind of built a platform that dissects key scenes in like most movies, mostly like Star Wars and Marvel, but we're kind of branching out to like other bits as well, other bits of media. And yeah, that's how we started our little venture.
Oh, fair. Are you enjoying it?
It's been fun. It's been really fun.
How long have you been going for?
The official channel launched like a couple of weeks ago, but we've been doing this sort of thing for like two years now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you are experienced. A
little bit, yeah.
Marvel DC.
That's very hard. I'm like right in the middle. I feel
Serious?
DC has some like, obviously I'm not going to talk about the films because Marvel kind of clears.
Yeah.
But in terms of comic stories, they all like shift. At the minute, the Marvel comics are doing a little bit worse than the DC comics are. Like the Absolute comics, that run is really amazing, and Marvel's like doing the Venom run, and it's interesting, but it's not as interesting as the DC stories are. Yeah. So I'm literally right in the middle.
See, I've always been a DC guy. Again, Marvel, they're pushing a lot more new content, introducing new stuff as well. Because I swear they're doing the Infinity Stones are now, they've found hosts. Again, I don't want to do too much. They found hosts and stuff like that. So that's new. Yeah. So again, there's a lot to come from Marvel. So hopefully there's some sort of translation onto screen when that all. Anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming today.
Thanks for having me.
Today we're talking about Megalopolis. As you'll see in the description below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and comment. Do all of this, all like the fun stuff, and all of E's social media details will be in the description below. And yeah, please give them a follow. The Geeks of the Week, all of your social media channels because they're absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
All right, let's get into it. Francis Ford Coppola, Megalopolis.
Go. Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis.
It's a weird one, to be honest, because I never knew a lot about it, and there's not been a lot of sort of information out there. Sort of, it's been not a secret, but because he's funded it himself.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Non-spoilers. Non-spoilers. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, non-spoilers. I think it had all the ingredients to make like film of the year, like Best Picture. But I think what kind of lacked was there was so many stories kind of intertwined in this one thing.
Yeah.
And you can tell he was very passionate about it because every single story individually kind of works. Like, I feel like most of the actors felt like they were in different films. For example, like the lead felt like he was in a political drama.
Yeah.
And then his love interest felt like she was in a rom-com type beat.
Yeah.
So all those stories combined together shows his vision. But the fact that he didn't like constrain it down in that runtime, it just didn't kind of work overall for me.
But do you great point that you made that there's so many stories, but do you think if it was condensed any more it would have worked? Because again, a lot of people say it didn't work. Again, I'm not saying anything yet, but a lot of people say it didn't work, but yes, I agree there's so many different stories being told within the one movie, but if it was condensed any more, do you reckon it would have worked?
I think
as a movie, sorry.
It would take away from his vision, 100%. And he needed to split it and not condense it, if that makes sense. Like, it's the kind of thing that could have worked as a part 1, a part 2, a part 3. But as a whole, like, I think it was like, what, 2 hours? 2 hours 15?
2 hours something, yeah.
Yeah, it felt a lot longer, considering
It did. It
right?
really did. I was watching the time a lot. I believe personally it could have been like 3-4 stories told in this.
100%.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the performance of Adam Driver, even though set apart from the actual quality of the movie, Adam Driver has always been a solid performer for me. I think when did I first really start following Adam Driver? I think it was The Black Klansman. Have you seen that?
Yeah, that was a good.
Fantastic movie. But yeah, for this one, it just felt like, as you say, there was just too much going on, and it almost felt like, because I guess when a director is telling a story, they're telling their vision.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this was too personal, to a point that some of it I just didn't get.
Yeah.
And while the movie was going on, I wanted to get it, but I just couldn't completely get what was going on. And a lot of it, like a lot of it was beautiful, like visually.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I actually love all of that sort of what is it, the 30s, 40s sort of aesthetic, with the future,
The futuristic elements.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. But beyond that, it just kind of fell flat for me. It kind of fell flat.
Yeah.
I think I wanted too much from it, because, as I said, I felt there was so much potential myself. But then it just kind of fell flat. There was just nothing more. And then when it was getting to the end, I was like realizing, okay, the movie's gonna finish soon.
It's not ending. I didn't feel like it was ending.
No, but I think it's gonna finish soon, and like nothing really of note that really stuck. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I think he definitely jumped the gun. But it's one of those films I feel like you'd benefit from it if he gave you like another watch after like you've seen it initially, so you know what to expect, and now you can actually hone in on what he's trying to. Not that he's hidden it, like it's very in your face what he's trying to talk about. But you'd understand it a little bit better if there's no shock. There's no shock anymore. You're just in it to understand the story.
What it is. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right. Let's. Well, I think we're kind of in there, like spoilers. But again, go watch it. If you don't want us to ruin the film for you, go watch it. Come back and enjoy what we have to say. But okay, spoilers. But I kind of think we've kind of got there already. Do you reckon if somebody else had directed this story, it would have done better? It would have been better. So his vision, his story, someone else's vision.
See, I'm of the idea that the only reason it's had mixed reviews is because it's his name attached to it. If it was, I don't know, any like up and coming director, the reviews would be so negative. Like there's nothing redeeming about the film's vision. Yeah. But because it's Coppola's name attached to it, and the stacked cast, like it's kind of hard for them to be objective.
Yeah, of course.
So I definitely think it would be worse.
Do you reckon
if another director did it?
It was the cast was stacked. Again, I tried to stay away from all the trailers, any information, because I wanted it to be an experience for what it is, because I'm obviously Francis Ford Coppola, and obviously some studios not wanting to touch it, so I'm thinking what's going on here. So I wanted to be absolutely fresh. There was some performances like Shia LaBeouf, which I really enjoyed.
He was great.
He's a madman.
Him and Aubrey Plaza.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Again, like that was the comedic value for me, and every time he was on screen, I didn't know what to expect, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was definitely, again, the shock value and the stuff that he did. Obviously, the dresses and like the costumes that he would do, which worked well for me. Giancarlo Esposito. I don't know. What's your thoughts on him?
Like I said before, I feel like everyone was in a different film.
Yeah.
So like if we had a film where he was just this political figure, and that was what he was doing, and it wasn't tied to anything about the fall of New Rome. If it wasn't tied to that, brilliant actor, brilliant performance. But because someone had to bring it back to the overarching narrative, I feel like that I didn't enjoy his performance.
Did he? The thing I really, because I like him as an actor. Yeah. It's a bias, but I really want to like that's what I said. I really wanted to like the movie, and it fell flat. And his performance as well, I really wanted to like it, because I do like him as an actor. It fell flat.
Actor.
It fell flat. Yeah. There's so much. Even thinking about it now, I reckon, in my opinion, if this was animated, if this was an animated sort of like noir sort of animation, it would have worked better.
I think it worked visually. It worked the way it was.
Oh no, visually
I don't think any visual changes would enhance the experience, because you kind of needed it to have that like you said, the wardrobe. Some of the set. I think it works better as like a theater performance rather than a movie, because everyone's so extravagant and so out there with their performance. Like, it needed to be like a live experience where you could maybe interact, I guess, with the
saying that apparently Francis Ford Coppola wanted an interactive sort of experience for the audience, so I think there was going to be sort of questions that will determine how the movie's answered. Like, I think Adam Driver would answer in a certain way. I think there must have been like there would have been like a button that you'd press in regards to what sort of stuff you'd want him to answer and questioned. Apparently that was a thing, and it didn't happen, I believe. I think that's why I asked you earlier on, did you have an interactive sort of experience?
No, I didn't.
So it wasn't a thing then, but apparently they was talking about it, which I don't know what it would have done for the movie anyway, personally.
Yeah, I don't know. I think in that regard, like I said, if it was a theatre performance, like, I don't know if you've seen, can I talk about like...
Talk about anything you want, man.
The Death of England.
Yeah.
It's going on at Soho Theatre right now. There's like 3 parts to it, and every single, like, it's a solo act for the most part, and every single actor in that is kind of interactive with the audience. So like, there's bits when you kind of sympathize with, okay, so this guy's been attacked by the police because of, I don't know, the way he's looking, and then he will ask the audience to kind of like their view on that. It doesn't change the story, but just that element of you being involved, it just enhances it just a little bit more.
Is it sort of like a Black Mirror?
Ish, because you know that bit when Adam Driver does the whole like soliloquy, and he's just literally, he does the whole thing, right? Yeah. That, if there was a bit more of a audience interaction, that could have just like enhanced it a little bit, because you're just watching this guy speak monologue for something that's not even relevant to the film. He's just monologuing for so long. That kind of thing needed
some. No, I guess so, but I don't know. There's a lot. Again, there's a lot that I would have wanted this movie to do more. Like, I think story would have completely different if it would have, for it to be better. One of them, for a fact. Oh, there's so much things within the movie that it's like, it's a question. It leaves you with a question mark. I was never fulfilled at any point. I was never fulfilled. Obviously, you have the aspect of obviously the rich, the rich families and stuff like that, and it's just like hoarding all the wealth. It felt like France, the French back in the days, where there was
the meat cake or something like that.
Let them meat cake. It's almost like that, and then obviously you have, as I said, what's his name, Shia LaBeouf, being one of, like, he was saying that. What I keep forgetting her name. She's in not Wonder Vision, Agatha.
Aubrey Plaza.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her performance was really good.
She was
really good.
She was fantastic.
There's so much in there that I thought, if it was this film about her trying to sort of take down or something, like just doing that, that would have been a brilliant story.
Yeah.
But yes, there's so much other stuff in there. There was something that came to mind. I was trying to remember. I don't know who it was. Oh, it's going to bother me. It's really going to bother me. But in the meantime, what was the other question? Is there any other performances in this movie that you enjoyed?
I think I enjoyed Nathalie Emmanuel. Like, for what she had to work with, I feel like she did her best. The standouts is definitely Aubrey Plaza, Shia LaBeouf, and Adam Driver. Like, Adam Driver was solid. If anyone else was doing the lead role in this film, I don't think it would have like brought it back. Not that it was brought back in the best way, but like, it's hard to tie down something that complex. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like, actually, there could be some more charismatic actors that could do it, but he did it in a way that only he could do it. And
Adam Driver's always been fantastic. I say the only sort of bum note that he's definitely played was, is it 64?
65,
that movie. I didn't get that. I
didn't like that at all. And I didn't like Ferrari either. But
did you not? No. Don't tell that to Hash. But it's this one is definitely in the same company of 65 and stuff like that.
Do you think?
There was performance-wise, it was good, but I'm talking about movie-wise. Just nothing there for me.
Like the rating,
we're gonna have to do that as well. But yes, that's the question I was forgetting. The whole stop time thing.
Yeah.
Is that his imagination or is that an actual thing?
It felt like it was in his head. It felt like it was definitely in his head.
That was a question the whole way through. Is that an actual thing or is that in his head? Is there like a bigger meaning to it, or is there some sort of like, I didn't get it. It's like, so he has powers.
As an architect, I guess, like it's definitely something that was explored through his mind, because I don't think it affected anything. It didn't affect anything. Like the story still carried on the way it was supposed to carry on. Like the time thing was just like, I think it was just a visual nod to him trying to prevent the fall. That's one of the things I wanted to get, and I did not get that. It's like, please explain more, and they didn't. It's like, okay, stop time, and then she allowed him to stop time, but then I don't know. Honestly, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. It's one of those movies that I have to watch again to sort of see if I could understand it, see if I could see what he's trying to tell. Because when I left the cinema, you needed a minute to collect yourself, right?
Yeah, it was a weird one. It was a weird one. Again, this is a short one. Hopefully, we'll.
Do you think it's going to be one of those like misunderstood cult classic films
100%.
That's going to come out like in a couple of years? Everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, guys, let's talk about this film and show it some love.
100%. I think I think this definitely is going to be like, after explanation, there's going to be a point where people, hopefully Francis Ford Coppola is going to explain himself, and then people are going to maybe get his vision and then watch it again and say, maybe I see what you're trying to tell there. Yeah. But then that takes away from the movie itself, because we shouldn't need. It's like another thing that not really annoys me, but like director's cut.
I was just about to say, if he puts out a director's cut,
we shouldn't need a director's cut.
I think sometimes we do.
What? Okay, please elaborate.
Sometimes we definitely do. I'm gonna use the case of Zack Snyder.
I knew you were gonna say Zack, because you need to be careful. Zack's my boy. Zack's my boy.
Yeah. No, I obviously I appreciate his art. I feel like he's one of those people that isn't afraid to experiment. Yeah. But the studios and the producers definitely limit his artistic vision. And it's very evident in his movies, because his director's cuts do so much better than his theatrical releases. Yeah. So in that aspect, I think it should be a thing on the studios to not limit the directors.
Okay, yeah. No, I agree. I agree in that respect, because obviously I'm watching Rebel Moon back now. Yeah. The first time watch, the obviously not the director's cut, absolutely atrocious. It needs to go in the bin. So watching back with the director's cut, there's much more to the story. Yeah. There's much more. Have you seen?
Yeah, I've seen parts of the director's cut. I couldn't watch the whole 8 hours. But
see, that's another thing as well.
But I skipped through the bits that I needed explanation on, and like I also like how much more gory it is and more gritty it is. Because I think that being washed out of the original, even though it was a home release, I don't know why they cut it out, but that being washed out kind of removed from the threat. You know, is it Noble? That's his character. His name.
Yeah,
like,
just I think so. Yeah.
Him, bashing in that guy. Like, okay, cool. This is a lot more threatening. I can actually tell
so you can
what
understand.
People are afraid of him, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so in cases like that, director's cuts are definitely needed, and also like just, I feel like having that BTS of this is how I wanted to envision. This is how this came across. It puts you in the experience more. Like you actually feel like you're part of the story instead of
of course
someone's cut it out.
But then I completely agree in that respect, because obviously I'm a Zack Snyder fan. Again, to a point that I'm an apologist for Zack Snyder.
Oh my days.
Are you not a fan?
I like I said, I'm a fan of his work. I'm just not an apologist. Like I can definitely like critique his films when necessary.
No, of course. Look, I know I'm wrong. I know I'm in the wrong. Cool. I know I'm in the wrong. So obviously, like, there's no like delusion here. I know I'm in the wrong, but it's almost like I think I kind of asked, because of like the whole sort of Justice League situation. I'm like, he was done wrong. Like, Like, especially a lot of what he wanted to put out there was ruined, in my opinion.
Have you had the conspiracy theory?
No. What is it?
Apparently, Joss Whedon was trying to set up DC, set them up for failure.
Serious?
Because he was doing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at the time and all of that stuff. So obviously, he's trying to make Marvel look better. So it makes sense. The film that got released, I was like, wow.
Yeah, no, it was atrocious.
It was terrible.
It was atrocious. So yeah, I'm an apologist, and now you said that, I'm gonna stick. It's fact. It's fact.
It's definitely fact.
Hey, listen, he's put it out there. It's fact. Yeah, but like, for example, like with the director's cut, I think obviously because I'm talking about Zack Snyder.
Oh yeah.
Most things that he's done, and the studios obviously had some sort of impact in what he puts out, which gives him which makes him have to put out a director's cut. Why do you think that is? Is it because of what he wants to put out is always conflicting with the studios or something? Stuff like this, I don't, because I've got an issue. Like, let them tell their story. Let them tell how they want. And if the studios are always sort of stopping him from telling his story,
I think my issue in like that kind of industry is definitely the test audiences.
Yeah, I
feel like those. I don't know how they pick people to do those things, but they ruin so much story.
Yeah.
I don't know what the criteria is to vote on like a film or a scene to be cut out, but like from like a Marvel experience, I watch every single, like, I have all the the behind the scenes. I mean now Marvel put them on Disney Plus, right?
Yeah.
But before, you could see all the behind the scenes, all the cut footage, and like some of these scenes they cut out add so much character depth and development, which is also why I kind of started shameless plug, but I started talking about like, you know, scenes and explaining them deeper, because they cut out a lot that you don't see.
Yeah.
And because I've been able to see that, I want everyone to have that experience. I'm like, guys, this is what it means when this happens. But so they cut those scenes out, and if that scene, it's what, 2 minutes. The runtime is extended by 2 minutes. What's the big idea? Like, just add it in, it you know, or cut out some of the random like car ride scenes that don't add nothing.
But then I guess obviously with Disney, this is just my conspiracy. There's like KPIs that they have to sort of hit. There's key points that they have to hit in regards to sort of obviously ones which I'm fully for, like inclusion, stuff like that. Yeah. But then again, as I say, sometimes when they're cutting stuff out that doesn't need to be cut out. But then if you look at the bigger picture, is it to sort of tell a better story? Because a lot of these movies, especially Marvel movies, they're all connected now. So if it's ruining an experience for later on, I can understand if it's explained. But then I don't know.
I don't think it does that. Like, if one of the most hated Marvel movies is
Love and Thunder. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's the most that's the most hated one for sure. Yeah. But one of the most hated ones is Quantumania, right? No, Quantumania. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah. Ant-Man and the Wasp. There's a scene, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Ghost's character wasn't developed at all. Why is she just randomly attacking them? Why couldn't she wait for Janet to come back and then get healed?" But there's literally a scene that explains all of that, and it was cut out.
Yeah, see, stuff like that would really annoy me.
Why did you cut that out?
It's a question that sometimes we'll never get the answer because they won't say.
Yeah.
And again, talking about the industry, I know we're talking about Francis Ford. It pieces up. Like, recently, information came out about Halle Berry. Did you hear about that? Where in X-Men Last Stand, Stand? They gave her a fake script.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that why that line, that silly line?
Which one?
The one about the toad.
No, I don't know, but they gave her a fake script in order for her to sign up to it, because they said that she's going to have a much more of a role in it. And there's a bit where she saves a lot, save this village in Africa and stuff like that. And the director who does Kingsman, he was the first one who was meant to direct it. And they said, look, just to get Halle Berry on, let's show her this script and get her on, and once she's on, then we could do the real one. It's like,
wow,
there is so much sort of dodginess in the industry.
Wow.
Hence maybe why Francis Ford Coppola done his own. Obviously I know they said no to him, but
that's probably why. Like,
it could be why.
Because I've heard Matthew Vaughn, when he was doing Argyle, I had the chance to like do a Q&A with him, and he was definitely talking about how like the script changes. Sometimes they don't get, like, they'll tell directors different things, and then you get on set and it's a whole new thing, and you hear, oh, this director has left the set and you're like, why has he left the set? And they hide the real story.
Of course,
but he I don't know if he was allowed to say any of what he said, but he was basically trying to say how it's like so competitive that people need. If you need the work, you'll do it regardless. Of course. It's not the most favorable condition for you to be as a director or as an actor.
Yeah. I think, you know what, the movie scene is more political than the actual political scene.
Crazy.
It's crazy. It's one of the things that needs to be sorted out. Again, I think transparency is massive. It needs to, like, we need, as fans, we would love to understand why certain decision was made. Also, and if we could sort of like give us something that we want, because a lot of the times they don't.
Well, really? I don't know. I've seen some fan fiction on there, and I'm like, if this is what the fans want, then maybe I'm not a fan. Cut me out.
I think it's another episode for us to argue. But anyway, let's just wrap this up because we tend to do like a rating, 1 to 10.
To 10.
1 out of 10.
Wow, okay.
Small time critics rating. I'll go first, so you could have a kind of understanding of how. Well, I rate completely different from the other guys because I'm always harsh in regards to sort of movies. In this one, I would give this a 5 out of 10.
Fair.
5 out of 10 because, again, I wanted it to be well. It had the ingredients to be something good. Just fell flat for me.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a 5. The reason, and another reason why I've given it a 5, not a 4, because I'm going to watch it again. If the movie's really bad, I won't watch it again. If it's like a 3, I will never watch it. I'm going to watch it again, see if I can understand a bit more from it. So that's why I've given it a 5.
Okay. On Letterboxd, I gave it 1.5.
Jesus.
So I
guess
on a scale of 10, that makes it like a 3.
Hey, it's up to you.
Yeah,
it's entirely up to you, man. That's harsh.
Yeah.
That's harsh. And that's coming from me. I'm very harsh when it comes to this. But E, thank you for obviously being on the Megalopolis episode today. And as you said, all of his information, socials will be in the description below. Please go and watch this space. This guy he's going to be big in the scene. He's going to be leading the way. No, seriously, like we really mean it. Like we've always interacted at obviously it's recent from you and I, but we've always watched your stuff, interacting with you at sort of screening and stuff like that. You work the room, like we're following lead. So please keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Everyone, please give this guy a follow. Follow Geeks of the Week. Like watch this space. And that's our Megalopolis episode. Yeah, go and watch it and then let us know what you think in the comments below. And we'll catch you next time when them guys are here. Peace.